Rome was the most religiously tolerant empire in ancient history. Egyptian gods? Welcome. Persian mystery cults? Come on in. Greek philosophy? Make yourself at home. But Christians? Thrown to lions, burned alive, hunted for 250 years. This small Jewish sect posed no military threat. They held no political power, yet the world's most tolerant empire tried to destroy them. What made Christianity so uniquely dangerous? To understand why Rome targeted Christians, we first need to understand what Roman religion actually was. Roman paganism, from the Latin paganus, meaning country dweller, operated as an open marketplace of belief. Polytheistic, ceremonial, local, and crucially eclectic. Eclecticism means drawing freely from multiple religious traditions without conflict. A worshipper of Isis had no objection to her neighbor worshipping Jupiter. Devotees of Cybele tolerated followers of Mithras. A Roman citizen could honor a dozen different gods at a dozen different temples, and nobody cared. Gods weren't competitors, they were options. Religion functioned as civic duty and social glue, not personal conviction or exclusive truth. But this civic religion left something empty. It addressed fortune and anxiety. Will my crops grow? Will my ship arrive safely? But not the soul's deeper longing for meaning, purpose, and eternal significance. Mystery religions partially filled this gap. Cults of Mithras, Cybele, and Isis offered secret rituals and promises of personal salvation. Rome tolerated these too. Then Christianity arrived, offering something more radical, what scholars call innerness, an interior spiritual life promising not just better fortune but eternal transformation. So Rome was tolerant. Christianity offered something Rome couldn't. But that doesn't explain persecution. After all, Rome tolerated mystery religions too. What made Christianity different? Not just monotheism. Judaism was monotheistic, and Rome didn't systematically persecute Jews. The difference, Christianity practiced exclusive monotheism that actively rejected all other gods as false, even demonic. Right? Christians didn't just ignore Jupiter, they ridiculed him. They didn't politely decline Isis worship, they called it devil worship. In a culture where religious tolerance was the baseline assumption, this wasn't just different, it was offensive. But theology alone didn't trigger persecution, behavior did. Christians withdrew from civic life entirely. No theater, too immoral. No circus, too violent. No civic celebrations, too pagan. No emperor worship, idolatry. They even avoided Roman law courts when possible. Imagine refusing to attend the Super Bowl, 4th of July, and every local festival while telling your neighbors their traditions were demonic. Romans called Christianity a killjoy religion. This wasn't about beliefs held privately. Christians visibly, publicly refused to participate in the social fabric that held Roman communities together. They appeared to be rejecting Rome itself. But wait, Judaism was also exclusive. Jews also refused emperor worship. Why weren't they persecuted the same way? Three key differences. First, Judaism had negotiated accommodations over centuries. Jews could pray for the emperor instead of to him. Christians refused even this compromise. Second, Judaism was ancient and ethnic. Romans respected antiquity. Christianity was new, barely a generation old, and actively recruiting converts from every background. Third, Jews stayed in their communities. Christians infiltrated Roman households, converting wives, children, and slaves. They appeared to be undermining families from within. If Christianity was so threatening, why didn't Rome simply crush it? The answer lies in an ironic pattern. Persecution was intermittent, not constant. Three major waves stand out. Nero in the 60s AD scapegoated Christians after Rome's Great Fire. Decius in the mid-3rd century demanded empire-wide loyalty oaths. Diocletian launched the Great Persecution in the early 4th century, the most systematic attempt to eliminate Christianity. But between these waves, decades of relative peace. Most Christians, most of the time, lived normal lives. Persecution came in bursts, not as sustained pressure. This intermittent pattern produced a paradox. Christianity received just enough persecution to fortify its spirit and give it backbone, but not enough to break it. Martyrs became heroes. Persecution stories spread through Christian networks. Each wave of violence strengthened community bonds and deepened commitment. The blood of martyrs, as one church father wrote, became the seed of the church. Meanwhile, Christianity's organizational structure helped it survive what destroyed other movements. Mystery cults had scattered adherents with no central coordination. Christianity built networks, bishops, deacons, local churches sharing resources and information. When persecution struck, mystery cults simply dissolved. Members had no structure to fall back on, no network to support them, no hierarchy to coordinate response. Christians had all three. A bishop in prison, deacons maintained the community, one city's church destroyed, neighboring churches sent support, information about which officials were lenient, which routes were safe, which communities needed help, all flowed through established channels. The very structure that made Christianity visible and threatening also made it resilient. Rome faced not scattered individuals, but an organized movement that could absorb punishment and regenerate. After 250 years of this pattern, everything changed. In 312 AD, Emperor Constantine converted to Christianity. Within 1 year, the Edict of Milan made Christianity legal throughout the empire. The transformation accelerated from illegal to tolerated to favored to by 380 AD under Emperor Theodosius, the official state religion of Rome. In less than 70 years, Christianity went from hunted minority to dominant institution. The religion Rome tried to destroy became Rome's defining legacy. Right? So the clash between Rome and Christianity wasn't about intolerance meeting faith. It was about two incompatible visions of how religion should function in society. Rome saw religion as civic glue, flexible, inclusive, binding communities through shared rituals. Christianity saw religion as exclusive truths, demanding total allegiance, rejecting all alternatives, creating a community apart from and above the state. Rome's tolerance had no category for a faith that refused to be one option among many. And Christianity's exclusivism had no room for compromise with what it saw as false gods.